Welcome to our Sunday morning announcements with the Jocelyn Gray avatar. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, please click that subscribe button to get notifications when we have new videos. If you're with us right now on Zoom, say hi in the chat. We'd love to say hello back. If you're here in person, hello everybody here. And if this is your first visit, please sign the guest book either in the lobby or online at oakcliffuu.org/guest. Today, Sarah Ricke will be leading our celebration of InGathering featuring our annual water communion. We hope you can stick around after the service for our traditional potluck lunch. Because Sarah is leading our service, there will be no adult religious exploration today. Adult RE will actually be returning on Sunday, October 1st. After our potluck, there will be a board meeting in the Hope Building and on Zoom at 1 p.m. And after the board meeting, join us for Jazz Jam. Remember our new time, starting at 3 o'clock and going on to 5 p.m. You're welcome to bring food and drink for yourself or to share, but nothing harder than beer or wine, please. And as always, admission is free. Coming up this week, on Monday, our Widening the Circle of Concern work group continues to meet on Zoom at its new time of 7 p.m. If you would like to help us on our path to becoming an anti-racist church, please consider joining us. If you have questions or concerns about our Widening the Circle of Concern efforts, please email us at wcoc@oakcliffuu.org. See your e-blast or the back of your order of service for the Zoom link to join the meeting. On Tuesday, our next Teamwork Tuesday workday will be happening on September the 12th. Please plan to join us from 4 to 6 p.m. if you can lend a hand. And on Thursday, the Social Justice Ministry continues reading Life's Journey, Zuya Oral Teachings from Rosebud, and discussing it on Zoom at 7:30 p.m. Details are in the e-blast. Questions, please ask Mavis. And on October 29th, our Haunted Forest fundraiser returns. Of course, we'll be looking for volunteers. Please contact Rita if you are interested in lending a hand or any other part of a skeleton. More information on all this can be found in the weekly e-blast. Not receiving the e-blast? Just sign up at oakcliffuu.org/e-news. It's that easy. And drum roll please, we have 3 member anniversaries to celebrate. Renee Brill joined us on August 28th of 2011. Johnny Chapman joined us on September 6th of 2016. And Jim Clipp, who joined us on September 9th of 1996. That's it for now. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a great Sunday.
Welcome to Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff. Let us begin our sacred work. And we light our chalice. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Spirit of love, compassion, and forgiveness.
Que esta luz que ahora encendemos nos inspire a usar nuestros dones y poderes para sanar y no para herir, para ayudar y no para impedir, para bendecir y no para maldecir, para servirte a ti, espíritu de amor, compasión y perdón.
Begin your journey home. Come now, all who are broken and cracked. Come to the place where your shattered pieces are the raw materials of mosaic and kintsugi. Here you will find welcome among the armless dolls and cozy pilled sweaters, loved exactly as you are. Come now, all who are thirsty and burned. Come to the place where cool waters and sweet aloe soothe your bedraggled soul, drink your fill, and salve your skin. Then fill your canteen and return once more to the struggle, knowing the well will remain unobstructed. Come now, all who long for the stars. Come to the place where that vision of infinity is written upon the people's hearts. Hold it until you've memorized the way. Set your compass point towards hope and begin your journey home.
hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near.
In our community, we make time each week to share pieces of our lives with one another, our joys and sorrows. We do this because each person in this community has value. Each person's experience matters. We share our sorrow with one another today, knowing that sorrow comes into each person's life, knowing that together we offer comfort. Please share your sorrows publicly by posting them in the Zoom chat, or send them to our Facebook Messenger, or speak them aloud.
When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love.
We also share our joys with one another, knowing that joy comes into all of our lives, knowing that joy calls unto joy. Knowing that together our voices can rise in a chorus of celebration. Please share your joys publicly by posting them to the Zoom chat or send them to our Facebook Messenger, or speak them aloud. Welcome to the UU Church of Oak Cliff. Here we gather in sanctuary, where we're free to pursue our own unique and individual spiritual journeys in an atmosphere of acceptance, compassion, and celebration. We seek to build a community where what you believe is less important than how your beliefs guide and inform your participation in the world. Ours is a community that values the inherent worth and dignity of every human being. To our returning visitors, we are so happy you have joined us again. We know your time is precious, and we're honored to have you here today. And we would like to extend a warm welcome to those who are joining us for the first time. We recognize the bravery it took to come into a new place, and we're glad you're here. Ours is a covenantal church, Latin for come together. Covenant means a solemn agreement or promise from the heart regarding a course of action between parties. The practice of promising to walk together is the core of our faith. Simply put, it is a guide for the behavior we expect from ourselves and each other. We are bound together by the promises we make to one another, and we recite our covenant during every worship service. Please stand and body your spirit. Because we love one another, we honor each individual's spiritual journey. We celebrate life's abundance in service to each other, our community, and the world. We connect with each other in love, respect, and acceptance. Thus do we covenant together. And in Spanish,
Porque nos amamos uno al otro. Agarremos el viaje espiritual de cada individuo. Celebramos la abundancia de la vida en el servicio a entre sí, nuestra comunidad y el mundo. Ponemos en contacto a unos con otros en el amor, respeto y excepción. Así que hacemos pacto.
Ocean I call, whose nature ever flows, from whom at first both gods and men arose. Sire incorruptible, whose waves surround, and earth's concluding mighty circle bound. Hence every river, hence the spreading sea, and earth's pure bubbling fountains spring from thee. Here mighty fire, for boundless bliss is thine, whose waters purify the powers divine. Earth's friendly limit, fountains of the poles, whose waves wide-spreading, circumfluent roll. Approach benevolent, with placid mind, and be forever to thy mystics kind. This is hymn 82 to the ocean of the Initiations of Orpheus, translated by Thomas Taylor in 1792. Water gives us life. Life on earth began in water. The earliest microbes formed in shallow pools over 3.5 billion years ago, leaving their marks on the rocks that they called home. It would take nearly 3 billion more years until the very first animals would emerge. Sponges only evolved about 800 million years ago. The primitive rock-bound animals dependent on the ocean's flow for nutrients and oxygen. They would be joined over the millennia by tube worms, jellyfish, and other early multicellular organisms. It wouldn't be until the Cambrian period, which started 540 million years ago, that any other significant sea life would emerge. The swirling trilobites and other arthropods that are so famous, more complex sea worms and early shellfish would begin to swim in the waters of our world. And it would take until the Silurian period, 428 million years ago, for the first animals to venture out of the nurturing pools of the ocean. A single fossil, a millipede of all things, marks the beginning of life on land instead of the sea. The Earth formed 4.5 billion years ago. Of that time that life has been here, for nearly 80% of her existence, 3/4 of that life existed solely in the sea, nurtured by the waters. Water gives us life. Life on earth began in water, and even when it ventured onto land, it remained beholden to the waves. We are beholden to water. In 1978, we got some pithy wisdom. Despite all of our accomplishments, we owe our existence to a 6-inch layer of topsoil and the fact that it rains. And may we take a moment, especially after the unrelenting heat of this summer, to appreciate the fact that it rains. In cultures around the world, rain, water, is the symbol of life. And for good reason. We know very well that we can't survive without it. If any of you have been paying attention, we're still under a burn ban and a drought warning. We need water to drink. We need it for our crops. I don't know how many of you share this, but I had to give up my garden this summer. I could not stay in front of the drought, no matter what I did. Communities live and die dependent on their water. For years now, even here in the United States, the lack of access to safe water in places like Flint, Michigan, or any water at all for the Navajo Nation and other indigenous tribes. There are record low river levels in Europe where rune stones never seen before appear at the bottom of rivers. Read me and weep, they say. That's how bad this drought is. It goes across Africa, the Middle East, and China. Last year, China lost literally billions of dollars in crops due to their drought. People die of thirst or become ill from unsafe drinking conditions. Crops wither in their fields. There's a man in Africa literally hauling tanks of water out to nature preserves because the animals have nothing. Aquifers are pushed to their breaking points. People and animals alike require water both for themselves and for the food that they eat. The extreme weather of climate change only worsens in the heat and the lack of rain, and yet corporations are still pumping millions of liters to use in industries or to sell to us for profit in bottles of plastic. We know we need water to live. And yet, more than just the physical requirements, we also need water to feel alive. Many of you sat with me several weeks ago after a meditation, and we shared different relaxing memories that we had, places that we felt at peace. Nearly all of us described an encounter with water. The soothing break of waves at the beach, a rich trickling stream through the woods, floating in a pool or a lake, standing out in the rain with your arms wide open. This is not an anomaly. Water soothes our spirits. It refreshes us. It cleanses our minds just as it does our bodies. Around the globe, water is the element of life. It is the element of cleansing, of purification. How often do we submerge ourselves in a shower after a long day? Or stand out in the rain and let it wash away all of your troubles? Religions use it for initiation rituals all over the world to sweep away the old, that a new life can begin. Many of us have been baptized in one faith or another, and whether or not you're still part of that faith, water is still there to sustain and rejuvenate you. Water gives us life. And today is our water communion. And you have come to this place, to this church, with water in hand. You have come bringing water. You have come bringing life. And this water that you have brought is a symbol of your lives and of the life you bring to this church. This water from your homes where you live, from the places that visit that bring you joy. The water from the rain that gives life to the earth. The water from the sea where life began. Water gives us life. So let us give each other water. Sherry, if I could get a microphone up here, please. You are all invited to rise and come forth. And as you share your water with the rest of the community, I invite you to say something about it, where it's from. Please come forth. As I have said before, water is life. Water gives us life. We came from water. We are water. It's not dust to dust. It's drop to drop. Thank you all for coming today.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirs of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Join me in reciting the Widening the Circle of Concern covenant. We, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff, commit ourselves to the study and dismantling of racism and oppression within our congregation. We commit our congregation and ourselves to the work of anti-racism and anti-oppression. We commit ourselves to listening, to learning, and to action. When we fail, we commit ourselves to trying again and again. We covenant to begin this work and to continue until all of us can truly say that we are a beloved community of justice, equity, and compassion. Thank you. I'll give you a heads up. This is a little bit longer reading than usual. But I believe these are important words. They are not my words. They are the words of Dr. Takaya Nur Amin, who writes, "The Call of Our Faith. In every moment, life is giving us an invitation." I really believe that. I really believe that in every moment, life is giving us an invitation to do the things that are the most loving and life-affirming, and that doing the loving and life-affirming thing is always the answer when you don't know what to do, or if you're feeling unsure. There's always a moment of invitation to rethink or reevaluate. We're being invited into this cosmic dance of renewal and joy and justice. But you have to make the justice. It doesn't just show up without our participation or our effort. Things don't get better just by us waiting for them to happen. We all have to engage in the better making from wherever we are, and each moment presents an invitation for us to do that. I don't want us to forget that. Even if, says Dr. Nurmeen, like me, you are tired or feeling frustrated or feeling unsure, the invitation to participate in a manner that is about living our values, living love and justice, is still there no matter what else is going on. Ask yourself, what's the most loving, life-affirming thing that I can do in this moment for myself or for other people? Sometimes it's get some rest. Sometimes it's apologize for something you've done. Sometimes it's reconsider how you're using your money or other resources in the broader world. To me, says Dr. Nurmeen, if we're talking about racial justice, love is about acknowledging that there has been wrong, that there has been harm perpetrated, and that whether you personally feel like you participated in it or not, you are likely benefiting from the inequitable results of that harm. Even if you are a person who wants to say, well, I don't participate in making things this way. If you are benefiting from the ill-gotten gains, then you have some responsibility to make things right, especially if you then turn around and say that you believe in justice and equity. You are not let off the hook no matter what. When we have broader conversations about reparations or what it looks like to repair, particularly the harms that have been done to indigenous communities, Black communities, other communities of color, I believe that love means thinking about the resources that enable life. So what does reparation look like at the intersection of communities of color and healthcare, or communities of color and education? What does it look like to have those kinds of conversations, beyond just conversations about money and land that is owed, but also about accessing resources that have been inequitably distributed for more than a century? All of us should have a hand in those conversations, and all of us have some responsibility to bring about justice in those contexts. Plainly, if you're not going to do that work, if you're not going to be committed to thinking about that, how you can serve in that work, I'm going to give you that again. Sorry. Plainly, if you're not going to do that work, if you're not going to be committed to thinking about that, how you can serve in that work, it obfuscates the mandate of what it means to be Unitarian Universalist, because ours is a faith that calls us to do things. Being Unitarian Universalist in part means maybe you don't pray the way I pray, maybe you don't pray at all. But how do we live together in equitable community, despite what I may think about God or what you might think about God? This is a faith that causes us to commit to the work of making justice. This is a faith that calls us to think about what it means, not to believe the same, but to live together in beloved community, despite our own discrete perspectives about spirituality or the afterlife. That is part of the call, the mandate of what it is to be Unitarian Universalist, to figure out how we live together in loving, equitable, just relationship with each other. I believe that the proof of our faith is the extent to which we do that. The proof of our faith is not in some confession that we make. The proof of our faith is not in some words that we say, the essence of our endeavor. The proof of what we believe is in how we do the work of bringing about love, justice, and community. As Unitarian Universalists, I think we've given up perhaps too quickly on notions of salvation. If we think about the notion of being saved from harm, I don't know that it's actually possible to have personal salvation beyond the community. There is no way for you to have salvation and some kind of perfect, flourishing life outcome while everything around you is suffering and burning, because we're all connected. We are. If COVID hasn't reaffirmed in your mind that we're all connected, I really don't know what to tell you. Here we are right now, suffering through a global pandemic together. Obviously, this was written a few years ago, but we're still got it. It's still a thing. That's my interjection. People are passing a deadly virus to each other through our breath that we can't see. That's a metaphor for all of us being connected, if I've ever heard one. I think it's something that we would do well to think about and remember. Our salvation is intimately tied up in each other's ability to see other people as worthwhile. All human beings are valuable and possessing dignity, all life as having value and possessing dignity, and that's not the same as liking me. Let me give you that again. Our salvation is intimately tied up in each other's ability to see other people as worthwhile, all human beings as valuable and possessing dignity, all life as having value and possessing dignity. And that's not the same as liking me. This is not, I need you to like me. This is not, I need us to be best friends so that we can go to the shopping mall together. This is, understand that I have as much of a right to human thriving and flourishing as anybody else, and that I have as much to offer as anyone else, and so do you. How do we create a context where all of that is possible, where all that human thriving and life is possible? That's going to require sacrifice and time and deep listening and nuance. But that's what being a Unitarian Universalist requires. Our faith traditions ask for other things. This is what Unitarian Universalism asks of us. This is what we signed up for. And to me, this is serious. The call of our faith is critical now. Ours is not a faith of anything goes. When I hear people say, I'm a UU because I can believe whatever I want, that's actually the farthest thing from the truth. It's time to lean into whether or not we really believe it, or are just saying it to give ourselves the illusion of faith community so that we can feel like we have some kind of faith tradition? Do we really believe in the values of our faith enough to enact them in the larger world in a manner that is bold and clear and unequivocal? People need to know, especially in this moment, what our commitments are. And if we're going to say that we are a faith that is committed to justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, we have to actually do that. It's not just about saying the thing. We have to do the thing. Frankly, I'd feel better if we did less saying and more doing. I need us to have the collective maturity now to do what it is that our faith asks us to do. Amen. Amen. Ashe.
Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place that is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now keepers of the dream. Members, if you're contributing cash towards your pledge, use the envelope and write your name on it so you get credit. You got to make an A on the test. To text your donation, see the number on your order of service. It's 214-225-5996. Or for more options, see oakcliffuu.org/donate.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy.
All rivers run to the sea. It starts with a drop, then a trickle, a burble, a rush of water bubbling towards its destination. And finally, the wide, endless sea. All rivers run to the sea. Today you brought water poured into a common bowl. Though our experiences have differed, these waters mingle, signifying our common humanity. Today you came and shared in this sacred community. May you depart from this sacred space, hearts filled with hope for new beginnings, a fresh start. Go forth, but return to this community, where rivers of tears may be shed, where dry souls may be watered, where your joy bubbles, where your life cup overflows, where deep in your spirit you have found this place a home, because all rivers run to the sea.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, come again, love. Come, yet again, come.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.